And we're back. I'm your, no, we're not back. We just got here. Why'd I say that? Well, we're back from yesterday. Is that the way this show's going to be? I don't know. It's like Groundhog Day. Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. What's My Line? Remember that show, What's My Line? Remember it out there? Would the real Donald Trump please stand up? The real Donald Trump, please stand up. We have to talk about some things today. Oh my gosh. And he wants this to be a bill of love, a love bill. Well, that reminds me, did we come up with some new theme music for today's show? Let's play our theme music for today's show, and then we'll get this thing kicked off.
The red, white, and blue. Love American style. That's me and you. And on a star-spangled night, my love, come to me. You can rest your head on my shoulder, my shoulder, my.
There we go. Love American style. President Donald Trump in this meeting yesterday in this love fest, he went right to the swamp. Now, folks, I'm your host, BKP, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700 is our 706-889-9700. That's our phone number if you want to contact us, chief@fetchyournews.com. chief@fetchyournews.com, and then you can also find us at FetchYourNews at FYNTV. That being said, FYNTV, let's see, what else do we have here? We have YouTube, right? You can go to YouTube, our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News. Last night was the first city council meeting, Blue Ridge City Council meeting for 2018. Some pretty bold moves last night. We're going to talk about that maybe about 8:45. Do you know we're going to talk about the power ladies, the power women of Blue Ridge. We're going to talk about that. What are the bold decisions that were made last night at the first Blue Ridge City Council meeting and swearing in? We already have an article, FetchYourNews.com, on that. Now, Steve Bannon is out. Now, there's a couple things we got to look at, and there's things we want to question today. This is not the big one yet, okay? There's a couple things we want to question, and I'll tell you what that is, all right? The president wants a bill of love. So yesterday, get the one video ready for when I tell you, in bipartisan immigration meeting, President Donald Trump agrees to two-phase approach, NBC. That'll be the one I go to next, Sam. So anyway, yesterday, we have Breitbart, okay? Now, let's put up Steve Bannon 1. I have a picture of Steve Bannon 1, all right? You have Steve Bannon is out at Breitbart. Now, I want to ask a lot of questions today that I want you to take the time to we need to keep an eye on. We need to figure this out. Do I have the answer immediately? No. Steve Bannon comes on board from Breitbart when the campaign is trying to find its footing in the general election cycle there against Hillary Clinton. Steve Bannon comes on board, and Steve Bannon and Kellyanne Conway, remember the Billy Bush Saturday, I think it was, when Bannon said it was Billy Bush Saturday, and he is the only one supposedly in the 60 Minutes interview that going around the room had the attitude or the nerve to look at the president and said, we can beat this, we can win, we can still win. Several in the room were concerned that the campaign was over. Remember that? Billy Bush weekend, the video comes out, the campaign is over. Go ahead and put up Bannon number 2 there for me. So in the room that day, remember, all he said is at the 60-minute interview that Bannon said Chris Christie did not make the plane. All right. So I want to go back here for a reason, because in the room, basically, according to Steve Bannon, which President Donald Trump never came out and refuted this in the 60-minute interview, that no one really had confidence, Priebus and all of them, that this could torpedo the campaign. I don't know if we could come back from this. I mean, there was a major. Basically, Bannon's the only one that looked at the president and said, "We're okay, move forward, locker room talk, let's go." All right. And then with Chris Christie, there's a lot of talk of why he did not get a cabinet position, why he did not get a position in the Trump administration. And what did Bannon say? He missed the plane. All right. That, hey, be on the plane, Billy Bush weekend. We're going forward. We're going 110% here, straight, full steam ahead. And Trump and Chris Christie missed the plane, Billy Bush weekend. So this is the guy, and we could go all day, okay? We can go all day on what he brought to the campaign. Now, President Donald Trump will tell you that he had already knocked off 16 formidable challengers, right? Jeb Bush wanted to approach immigration in a loving fashion. Remember, he wanted to do something with the Dreamers, DACA, in a loving fashion, okay, where everybody worked together. And then candidate Trump, made fun of that, okay? So Bannon is the one that goes through the transition team, goes through the general election. He's on the plane. It is him and Kellyanne Conway setting up the next move. They've already moved Corey Lewandowski out of the way. Kellyanne Conway is the strategist that is getting the numbers from rural Wisconsin and rural Michigan and knows they have a chance in PA. Bannon is keeping Trump focused on rural America, what the issues are that are important. The wall is hitting a home run. Okay, build the wall. Mexico is going to pay for it. Lock Hillary up. All the above. He is staying focused on that. Then we have the inauguration day and the dark inauguration speech by Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon is not a globalist. Trump is not a globalist. Trump goes through in campaigns as an anti-globalist, right? So they have the inauguration speech, and the media beats Bannon up that it's dark, it's so dark. And then early on in the White House, now I'm not making up any excuses for Steve Bannon, okay? Not at all right? Because I'm going somewhere with this. Then early on in the White House, the media wanted Bannon rid of Bannon, okay? Remember the SNL skit where Death comes in and sits down and tells Alec Baldwin, that's playing Donald Trump, to get out of my desk. And it's Steve Bannon. Remember, SNL started very early, making Steve Bannon the one in charge in the Oval Office. President didn't really fight that. You remember day in and day out, the media were getting up, MSNBC, CNN, all of the above. Bannon must go. Bannon must go. The president did not do anything where that's concerned, okay? All right. The media did everything they can. And here's where the question is. The media did everything they could possibly do to end Bannon, get Bannon fired, and get him out of the way. But who truly ended Steve Bannon? Now, you may say himself by what he said to Michael Wolff in this book. You may say he did this to himself, and I understand that. But don't you think it's a word ironic? Don't you think it's interesting after all of this? Okay, President Donald Trump does not come out and say, when Wolff's book, you see, Michael Wolff's book is supposed to find the discount bin, okay? That's according to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, all right? That's according to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. It's supposed to find the discount bin. It's trash. If you know this author, if Trump would have waited 48 hours, just 48 hours, all of the roundtable talking heads were saying, if Trump would have waited 48 hours, all the talking heads were saying that, excuse me for that, they reported, it's not my journalistic standard. It's not the way we approach journalism. Everything started falling apart on Michael Wolff. We find out that he has not interviewed one cabinet member, okay? Leave Bannon and Trump up there for a minute, Sam, okay, for a reason. All right, just keep the audience engaged. Thank you, Sam. He did not interview one cabinet member, it's come out, and there's some errors here, okay? But President Donald Trump, and I want you to think this out, President Donald Trump does not wait for Sanders, to go to the podium and say this is a piece of garbage. He does not wait for his wife to say this is a piece of garbage. He does not wait for his surrogates to come out and say this is a piece of garbage. He does not wait for Mike Pompeo and Lindsey Graham and the rest of them, okay, Lindsey Graham and the rest of them to come out and say, hey, the president has all of his faculties, and no, we do not discuss the 25th Amendment, Section 4, okay, to remove him from office. Trump does not wait. Okay, you're going to say, well, this is his personality. You should know this by now. But come on, Trump does not wait. He scorches Bannon. I mean, scorches the daylights out of this guy immediately. Just on the release of the comments that his son may have been said to be unpatriotic, treasonous, okay? Scorches Bannon. Doesn't give it 24 hours. Doesn't come to the podium and say, okay? He doesn't come to the podium and say, hey, you know what? Let's give this 24 hours to play out and see what was really said, and let Bannon come out and see if he's going to apologize, see if he was going to deny it. Nothing. Scorched earth policy. You're going to say to me, well, you don't know Donald Trump by now? I'm just saying right now, this is the guy, okay, from all the way through. And then he unleashes on him about Alabama and losing Alabama because of Roy Moore. Now, Bannon is out at Breitbart. Okay? He's out. He's out at Breitbart. Bannon is out at Sirius Radio. All right? Out. I have a question before I move on to my next subject. How many of you knew Steve Bannon before this election? Not heard of. How many of you knew this guy? How many of you were going to Breitbart and really knew Steve Bannon before this election? How many? Why did Donald Trump fulfill what the media wanted to do to Steve Bannon? Why did he do that? I mean, I understand firing somebody, okay? I understand the bringing them in, this is not working out anymore. All right? I understand that. I understand bringing them in, this is not working out anymore. Or walking them to the door, you're fired. But I tell you what, I am confused a little bit on why Trump used the scorched earth policy, and he fulfilled what the media tried to do. So Bannon is out. Now, one thing I'm going to leave with, go to Andrew Breitbart. Let's not forget, when you go to Andrew Breitbart, just a quick reminder, okay? And we don't have time to go to all of the subjects with Steve Bannon and Donald Trump, and we don't have time to find out who's right and wrong. I'm just saying, this is one of them that you need to pay attention to. Did I send you a picture of Andrew Breitbart? Don't forget, when you go to Breitbart, this is the namesake, Andrew Breitbart. Don't forget. So I'm just going to end this with Steve Bannon is no Andrew Breitbart, okay? He is not. He is not Andrew Breitbart. He is not what Breitbart was founded on. And, you know, let's always keep clear, conservatives to the right, conservatives that brought the movement on, conservatives that had the wave that brought in, okay, the House of Representatives to the Republicans, the conservatives that really stirred up CPAC, the conservative that looked at the camera and said in an airport getting off a plane, F you, John Podesta, because this guy went under so much persecution, accused of everything under the sun the media could say. It didn't matter what it was. They called this guy everything from cocaine to, everything. Andrew Breitbart, okay? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he did a line, to get him through to the next day. I don't know. But they did everything. And remember, this is the guy that looked at the camera and said in the airport, F you, John Podesta. What's in your closet? So don't get confused on Steve Bannon, Breitbart, but Bannon is out. And I think one of the takeaways today is you need to ask yourself, and please excuse me for that, you need to ask yourself why President Trump fulfilled the long-awaited media request to not just fire Steve Bannon, and I'm not saying end his career. I am so sorry for that. I'm not saying end his career. But basically, Steve Bannon went from eating lunch in the Oval Office to having a locker at the bus station. So that's my opening right there. Let's keep an eye on things. Now I'm going to take a brief break. When we come back, it feels like 1986 all over again. Did you watch the Kumbaya moment yesterday with President Trump and Steny Hoyer and Dick Durbin and Dianne Feinstein? I mean, did you see that? Did you see the Trump reality show yesterday? Interesting. Was that interesting? I mean, it's 2 days ago. Now, wait, I'm going to tell you, you got to stay with me on this, okay? You got to come back from the break. But it's 2 days ago. I'm defending the President of the United States against accusations that he's crazy. And then yesterday he has this meeting and he says stuff like, I want a bill of love. I'll sign anything put in front of me. I know you good swamp dwellers will work together and come up with a swampy bill, and I'll sign it. And last but not least, what about earmarks? Why did that go away? Because that used to be the kumbaya moment. I'm telling you, I'm not a bipartisan guy, and maybe I'll talk about that. It seems like 1986 all over here. Oh, somebody died in the dossier already. Huh. Let's see, who paid for the dossier? What a show. And the women of Blue Ridge and Blue Ridge City Council. New attorney, maybe new chief of police. We got all that coming up. Stay with us. I'm your host, me, KP. Take us to break, Sam.
The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Better days ahead.
'Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. It's Wednesday, January 10th, 8:24 in the morning. I feel like I'm doing the, I do the helicopter, our traffic report. Hey, you can find, I'll take the heat. I will take the heat. No matter what happens, I'll take the heat, regardless of what happens. That's what President Trump said yesterday in the meeting. Hey, look, I'll take the heat. I will take the heat for the Democrats. I will take the heat for the Republicans. I'll take the heat. Now, some other people may have picked up on this. I've been a little busy, okay? We do local news. I'm your host, BKP. We do local, state. I have been preparing for looking at the state of Georgia, the legislative session 2018, trying to keep up with a lot of stuff. Been busy. So I knew all along that this love affair that Trump has found with the swamp could be a problem. Now, I didn't have time to look into it, and I'm for sure some other people out there in the talk show world has looked at it and has explained this. I don't know their explanation. But I kept saying every day, now why is Trump playing golf with Lindsey Graham? Why? Why is Lindsey Graham, when I hear like a Joe Scarborough and Minka say, how did Lindsey Graham go from hating this guy, President Donald Trump, to being his biggest ally? How did they even asked him on a show the other day, Senator Graham, you said this, and this about the president. How are you now going around saying that this is the greatest president and he's doing such a good job? And Lindsey Graham said, hey, I tried everything and he beat the daylights out of me. He's my president. So I'm wondering, I say, hey, this is not good. Obviously it's Lindsey Graham. And then yesterday it dawned on me, I'm like, wow, am I going to go to the audience and admit that I've been this slow or just call it being busy? But, how can we forget he's Lindsey Graham-nesty, right? He's Lindsey Graham-nesty. And yesterday he's smiling from ear to ear because he has the swamp meeting of his dream. He has amnesty on the table. He has the president. And he has somebody saying, I'll take the heat. Whew, wow. Lindsey Graham-nesty. Now, here's a face at Blue Ridge City Council you won't see any longer. His name's David Syfan. I'm sorry. I know. Don't get upset. Yeah, take that. You won't see this guy any longer. We'll do that in our 8:45, around 8:45, close to 9 Blue Ridge report. We're going to do a brief Blue Ridge report. Now, Robert Costa, which is, I'm not a big fan of Robert Costa. He put out a tweet. Put up that Robert Costa tweet, would you please? Because I'm asking the theme of my show or the title of today's show, will the real Donald J. Trump please stand up? At real Donald J. Trump, would he please stand up? Because here's Robert Costa, which I'm not a big fan, but he tweeted out last night at 5:30, nearly a year after talk of nationalism and revolution at the inauguration, it was reported today that the president will head to Davos. We'll go into that in a minute. Davos, this is about the biggest globalist thing you can go to. Plus, move closer to DACA deal, and Bannon is out at Breitbart. Bannon is out, closer to DACA, friends with Lindsey Graham-nesty, and he stands there yesterday in North Carolina with, little Bobby Corker, and, he's sitting next to Dick Durbin, and he's going to head over, is it Switzerland, to Davos? We'll talk about that. That's Robert Costas. Now, it feels like 1986 all over again. Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can always contact the show, 706-889-9700, or chief@FetcherNews.com, at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. So, that being said, 1986, you have the dreamers, okay? First of all, I'm not going to defend President Donald Trump, but much like North Korea, much like Obamacare, okay, I always start these subjects by understanding these things that they're dealing with are woven in the fabric of this country by other presidents. Not an excuse. We did not like it when Obama kept making excuses, and we were quick to say, you and I were quick to say, George Bush is not president anymore, take responsibility and move on. But everything Trump is dealing with, I do always look at it to begin with that it's woven in the fabric of this country. And when I say that it's not real easy, it's not like pulling a thread and the whole sleeve comes off. Fabric is woven in the fabric, which I don't have to go into detail. So, DACA the Dreamers, okay, we have the Dreamers, and you got kids 18, 21, they come here with their parents. We do all that every day, 4, 5, 3 years old, 2 years old. We got anchor babies, we got the Dreamers, okay? Now, here's the thing that the media, before I go into the Dreamers, is they will lead you to believe that all 7,000 Dreamers, okay, if the media, if MSNBC and CNN and ABC, all the above, if they could put a picture up of every Dreamer, it would look like Michael Brown out in Ferguson. Remember, folks, and I want you to stay with me because I think we're covering some really good ground and we're going some places. You remember the only picture the media would show us of Michael Brown out in Ferguson was his graduation picture with the cap and gown, right? I mean, this kid, when they wanted you to believe that Michael Brown, okay, they wanted you to believe that Michael Brown in Ferguson, which, remember, the police officer was found not guilty or not even enough evidence to, move it from a grand jury, I guess. So that being said, they wanted us to believe that Michael Brown was top of his class act guy in his neighborhood, didn't smoke marijuana, didn't do drugs, or did not go in and rob convenience stores, all the above. This guy was top of his class. That's the only picture they showed. The point I'm making is the media will lead you to believe that the dreamers, 700,000 dreamers, are all cap and gown, first-class citizens, not citizens, obviously, law-abiding people, illegals, law-abiding illegals. You can't say that because they broke the law to get here. Anyhow, they're just good people. All right, all 700,000. They're cap and gown, all 700,000. When you listen to the media, they came here when they were 4. They went through school. They were cheerleaders. They played on your basketball team. Now they're defending your country. They went into the military. And all of them, they're either wearing a military or they're in college with books and they're studying real hard to be doctors, or they all have a cap and gown graduating. BS. That's not 700 dreamers, okay? They leave out the gang members. They leave out how many, okay? Now, immigration, I get tied up a little on this because when I say it's 1986, I know immigration, this is not being arrogant, a little closer than a lot of people, okay? Because of my background in the construction industry and being very involved in 1986 when the amnesty bill was passed with Ronald Reagan. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to have to say that. It's almost like I have to go like this when I say Ronald Reagan and amnesty. Oh my God. Okay, so we know that, right? Okay, so anyhow, immigration, the not just Mexicans, okay? El Salvadorans, Hondurans, all the above. From 1986, their chain migration, because I watched them get grandma here. I watched them get grandma here. I watched them get their kids. I watched them get their wives, aunt and uncles, and their kids, all right? So chain migration, 1986. We are now with the dreamers. They're Americanized, okay? So out of the 700,000, there's hundreds of thousands that live off the system, totally. Mom and dad live off the system. They're Americanized now. That's sad to say. That's what they are. They're Americanized, okay? All right, let's move along to yesterday, why it reminds me of 1986, because if you watch this show, I tell you this all the time with 1986 and what happened with Tip O'Neill and what happened with Ronald Reagan. Play the clip with Dianne Feinstein to see if it doesn't remind you of 1986.
This should be a bipartisan bill. This should be a bill of love. Truly, it should be a bill of love, and we can do that.
What about a clean DACA bill now? And with a commitment that we go into a comprehensive immigration reform procedure like we did back, I remember when Kennedy was here, and it was really a major effort, and it was a great disappointment that it went nowhere.
I have no problem. I think that's basically what Dick is saying. We're going to come out with DACA. We're going to do DACA, and then we can start immediately on the phase 2, which would be comprehensive.
Would you be agreeable to that?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
You need to be clear, though. I think what Senator Feinstein's asking here, when we talk about just DACA, we don't want to be back here 2 years later. You have to have security, as the Secretary would tell you.
But I think that's what she's saying.
No, I think she's saying something different.
Once we get done,
1986, Dianne Feinstein, all over again. Why don't we just do a clean bill for DACA? Clean bill, all right? Get this out of the way, and then come back with a comprehensive immigration plan, phase 2. And then you have a president of the United States that looks across the table of the former mayor of San Francisco, the whack job senator from California, and may I add, for all the feminists out there, the oldest member of Congress. What is she, 81 years old? So this woman, left as can be, 81, oldest member of Congress, says to Donald Trump, would the real Donald Trump say, Why don't we do a clean bill? A clean bill. I have in my hand the Reagan diary, Ronald Reagan, okay? And then come back for a comprehensive plan. Now, you're hearing all over the media that the president is backtracking this morning and he's saying, well, no, it's got to have a wall, it's got to have a wall, okay? But let me tell you something. Mr. President, I think you should understand when she looked at you. Now, I'm sorry. I know some of you are going to get upset, some of you hardcore Donald Trump supporters. But, Mr. President, I think you should have went in that meeting yesterday well aware of what happened in 1986 and prepared to say, when you invoke, Mr. President, Ronald Reagan, which you like to do every once in a while, okay? Why didn't you invoke Ronald Reagan yesterday when you had 55 minutes? Now, maybe you did and I missed it, okay? But why didn't you look at Dianne Feinstein and say, well, wait a minute, Senator, okay? You're making this sound like 1986 all over again. Because that's when we were told that if we did a amnesty plan for the ones that were here. Remember, in 1986, we have millions here, and we got to do something. We got to bring them. This is truly the ones that were in the shadows. Don't fall for that BS, the ones in the shadows. They don't give a rat's, okay? They are in your grocery store. They're in your shopping centers. They're in your car lots. They're in your schools. They are everywhere. They're not in the shadows. Forget that BS in the shadows. Hell no, they're not in. The true illegal immigrants that were, aliens that were in the shadows was around 1986. That's when they were truly hiding in the shadows. And we had to get them out and, make a deal is what we were told. Border security. Well, guess what? Phase 2 in 1986 never got put into place. Never got put into place. So let's go to Martha McCallum. Let's go to this last night. And this is, cue it up with the time and everything. I want to make a quick statement before you go there. Now, this is Homeland Security Chairman. Let me get to it. Mike McCall, Representative Mike McCall of Texas. He is the Homeland Security Committee Chairman. This is what he says last night to Martha McCallum. Let's play that, Sam.
Einstein said the same thing. Essentially, she wanted a clean bill, and the president, for a moment, it sounded like he would go for that. But his version of a clean bill obviously includes the border security, which was clarified later. So can it actually pass?
I think so. In fact, tomorrow morning, Chairman Goodlatte and I of Judiciary are going to introduce a bill that addresses, all of these issues. And I think, we're going to have to come to terms with each of these. What we want to avoid is if we do create a legislative fix to DACA, we want the border secure, we want interior enforcement, so that we don't have to deal with another DACA situation, say 5 years down the road. One of the mistakes in 1986 with Reagan, they granted amnesty, but they failed to do the enforcement piece. We don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Well, amnesty is the buzzword that has a lot of conservatives very upset.
In 1986, we don't want what happened with Reagan. We don't want the failed to do the border security. We don't want the failed to do phase 2. We don't want to come back. You got to understand. I get so damn tired of the way the media boxes this garbage together and tries to sell it to you. Do you understand in 1986, these are, at this time, the true dreamers. Now, don't get mad and throw things at the camera and, oh my God, they were illegal. These, at this time, okay, 1986, we had not boxed up, okay? We had not boxed up. Bill Clinton had not boxed up all of our factories yet. Ronald Reagan had not boxed up every factory we have. It sent to Mexico, okay? See, Juan and Jose were looking for a job in America, the United States, the land of the free, the dreamers, to feed their family. That's what happened in 1986. But now Juan and Jose, they have shirts on today showing up at a factory that used to be in Toledo, Ohio, and they have a job. They have uniforms. One says Juan, one says Jose. And they're not trying to get across your border, folks. They're not. In 1986, stop allowing them to use the word dreamer so loosely. It needs to be Democrat voter, not dreamer. In 1986, because I was there, these guys, and it was the guys first, okay? Not the ladies. Because it was the guys first coming to America to try to find, okay? All right? You know, I remember, I'm not going to use his name. I remember a guy telling me he ran across Mexico like deer to get to America. He was from South America, El Salvador. He said, I run across Mexico like deer to get to America for my family. This is in 1986. That's who the dreamers, even though you're mad because they broke the law. And that's when my president, Ronald Reagan, said, well, okay, we're going to make a deal. We've got to get them out in the open. We've got to close the borders. And Representative Mike McCall, the chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, said we don't want another DACA in 5 and 10 years. Folks, there can be no phase 2. There can be no comprehensive immigration plan down the road. There can be no clean DACA bill. And the clean DACA bill cannot happen with just the wall. Don't get fooled with just the wall, because I'm afraid that everyone's going to cheer. Okay? Everyone's going to cheer if they hear border wall funding. Now, we've been told that the border wall, the southern border of this country, funding is around $18 million. That's what we've been told. $18 billion, not million, $1 billion, right? So if we have a president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, that comes out in a couple days and weeks and says, right before the government shutdown, says, I've looked that over. I can get that down to $7-8 billion. So they give you $7-8 billion, and it's in there. And Donald Trump promises the American people he can put a wall or a barrier on our southern border for that. But we're going to, the dreamers, we're going to have love, compassion. We're not going to send them home. We're going to make a deal, and it's a good one for you out there. Please. I never thought I would say this. Well, I wondered how long before I would say this, or turn. But please do not listen to that and go to the next one of his rallies and stand there and cheer with Make America Great Again hats and Make America Great Again posters. Please do not. Because I'm afraid they're going to do a deal for the dreamers, okay, as they call them. And I'm afraid they're going to put a little money into border security wall so, we could cheer. And I'm afraid the real comprehensive immigration plan is not going to happen. We have to stop chain migration. We have to get even the ones that call the 700,000 that are under the protection of Barack Obama's Dreamer executive order and under the protection of a judge that says Trump can't deport them while they're, challenging his executive order in the court. So we cannot do anything that greenlights 700,000 with a third as criminals, no good, we don't want in this country, need to go. Now, you start the love and compassion. Could you tell me out of 700,000 there's a third when we always say we want the best and brightest that maybe we should look into? I don't think the DREAM Act should have a rubber stamp. I think there should be an interview. Every one of them should have an interview. You see, that's what they had to do in 1986. They had to go for an interview because I would take them. I took several guys, because at this time it's not the ladies. The men, the ladies had not gotten here yet. The wives and the moms. All right? So I took several of these guys. They had to go for interviews. They had to show pay stubs. I mean, we had to show pay stubs. We had to show utility bills, rent. We had to show everything. in 1986. I'm telling you, I'm very concerned of what Dianne Feinstein said, and you heard, we don't want another 1980. I say it all the time. Now, Doug Collins, Congressman Doug Collins, I have heard, it's time, folks. It is time for you to call your senator, and it is time for you to call your congressman and say, absolutely not. And I have another issue on that. Absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. Because you know what Congressman Doug Collins has said in many meetings, and I've watched him point to a wall with a group of people. And he has said on immigration over and over, not to quote him, but I'll bet you I'm pretty close if you pull up his statement. Congressman Doug Collins in the 9th District said, don't go grab a mop to mop up the water that's gushing into the room first. Go fix the pipe. As simple as that. Fix the pipe. When you fix the pipe, then we clean everything up. So I'm going to take the words of Congressman Doug Collins. You need to call your congressman and say, look, 1986 is not going to happen again. We fought too hard. We fought too hard to get you into the White House. We worked too hard to get the Senate majority. We worked too hard to get the House majority. And the reason we worked so hard, knocked on doors, made phone calls, sent money, put your signs in our yard, bumper stickers on our car, was so you would do the right thing. And the right thing is border security, ending drugs coming into this country first. When you convince us you've done that first with our tax money and have protected America, we will then hear your amnesty plan for dreamers, and not until then. Need to do it. I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to give you another good reason to call your congressman. This meeting yesterday, I'm like, President Trump, please, somebody reel this guy back in. It was just 2 days ago they were telling me you were crazy, and now I'm thinking, what the hell? I mean, did you think you had to do 55 minutes to prove to the liberal media that, you could reach across the aisle and maybe they'll be nice to you? I just don't think that happened, right? Blue Ridge City Council, we're going to talk about that when we get back. And what else did I hear yesterday? Was it real? Did I hear earmarks? Wow, that meeting was so retro. Take us to break, Sam.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, LJ, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers, and North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All-new Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can reach the show. Let me give you a little information. You can reach the show at 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700. You can also chief@FetcherNews.com. You can email us. You can follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. At FYNTV. And also our YouTube channel, FYNTV Fetcher News. If you'll go there and subscribe to our channel and tell your friends about us, then when we're live, airing something live or upload a video, you'll get a notification. Now, I did promise that I was going to do my Blue Ridge City Council around 8:45 to 9. We're going to do that, folks. Don't leave. But right now, I'm still working on. And I got to get to 2 more quick things, and please don't leave, okay? Blue Ridge City Council, we're going to discuss last night's meeting. I'm going to give you a little insight of what I think is taking place or could be taking place there, the new council. But I'm working on a segment right now that we've been doing all morning long with the real Donald Trump. Please stand up, all right? Now, the Donald Trump that said that amnesty, DACA, the Dreamers, he'll sign anything put on his desk. This President Donald Trump, I wonder what Jamal thinks of that. And you all remember Jamal if you follow the campaign. Black man whose son was murdered a block from the house by an illegal. I wonder what Jamal thinks of some of the president's statements. Anyhow, here's one, a blast from the past. I mean, I thought maybe I should have looked for some 80s wardrobe because we went back to 1980s on this one. Let's play this video of the president's comments on earmarks. Hang on to your seat, folks.
You know, our system lends itself to not getting things done. And I hear so much about earmarks, the old earmark system, how there was a great friendliness when you had earmarks. But of course, they had other problems with earmarks. But maybe all of you should start thinking about going back to a form of earmarks, because this system, no, well, you should do it. And I'm there with you, because this system really lends itself to not getting along. it lends itself to hostility and anger, and they hate the Republicans and they hate the Democrats. And, you know, in the old days of earmarks, you can say what you want about certain presidents and others where they all talk about they went out to dinner at night and they all got along and they passed bills. That was an earmark system. And maybe we should think about it, and we have to put better controls because it got a little bit out of hand, but maybe that brings people together. Because our system right now, the way it's set up, will never bring people together. Now, I think we're going to get this done, DACA. I hope we're going to get infrastructure done in the same way. But I think you should look at a form of earmarks. I see Lindsay nodding very happily, yes. But a lot of the pros are saying that if you want to get along and if you want to get this country really rolling again, you have to look at a different form, because this is obviously out of control. The levels of hatred, and I'm not talking about Trump, I'm talking you go back throughout the 8 years of Obama and you go before that, the animosity and the hatred between Republicans and Democrats. I mean, I remember when I used to go out in Washington and I'd see Democrats having dinner with Republicans and they were best friends and everybody got along. You don't see that too much anymore. I have no due respect. You really don't see that.
My question to you this morning, folks, I want to know from you, did you vote for Donald J. Trump so he would go to Washington, D.C. and get along with them? Did you vote for Donald J. Trump? Now, I'm listening to this man, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. You're sitting there in the swamp. You have the swamp dwellers with you. Did you vote for Donald J. Trump so he would go and he would broker a deal between Republicans and Democrats so that they could get along and you would have bipartisan bills? Did you vote for Donald J. Trump so he would go to Washington, D.C., and he would say maybe we should get earmarks? Is that the reason? Because let me tell you something. This spending bill, okay, earmarks. In the United States, the term earmark is used in relation with the congressional allocation process, okay? Discretionary spending, which is set by the House and the Senate Appropriations Committee and their various subcommittees, which through appropriation acts is an optional part of fiscal policy, which differs from mandatory spending or entitlement programs in the federal budget. Take the picture. I've got a picture there. Put the picture up of, it's called Trump and Durbin, okay? Now, I just want to put this into perspective, folks, okay? Here's President Trump, and to his right, salivating, is the senator from Illinois, Dick Durbin. And there's Steny Hoyer to his left, but to his right is Dick Durbin. And the whole time, you can't tell me the whole time that Dick Durbin is sitting there hearing this lefty, big spending Democrat from Illinois is listening to President Trump say, hey, why don't we bring back earmarks? Let's see, did we have, what was that? The Bridge to Nowhere. Wasn't that the famous one, the Bridge to Nowhere? Anyhow, let's not get into that. So earmarks, in just putting it in a box quickly, you got a guy like Dick Durbin could go and say, you know, and it's got nothing to do with immigration. Nothing to do with immigration. Nothing to do, okay? Nothing to do with immigration, nothing to do with the bill that it's supposed to be handling immigration. The Dreamers, nothing at all. And Dick Durbin goes and says, Mr. President, I think I could vote for that, but you know, my state has a, we need to address our budget shortfalls, and we need to address our inability to pay pensions. Now, if I had something in that bill that helped me address some things back home in Illinois in our financial crisis, I think I could vote for that. Then the next one lines up. Why do you think West Virginia has got 98 Robert Byrd highways, Robert Byrd schools, Robert Byrd FBI Center? I mean, you name it, is because Robert Byrd, senator from West Virginia, Democrat, former Ku Klux Klan head wizard or something like that member, played the fiddle also, kept his Constitution in his pocket. He loved earmarks. He would mark every bill with something to take back from West Virginia, and then he'd get it through. He'd take the money home. I'm just telling you, did you hear that yesterday sitting with Dick Durbin and these Democrats? Earmarks? Did you ask President Donald Trump, did you ask candidate Donald Trump to go and get along and be bipartisan? Or did you ask him to drain the swamp when he got there? We could get things done with earmarks. Everybody laughed. Now, I'll tell you what, I bet that just really I bet that ticked him off yesterday. Okay? Oh, I bet that ticked him off. Bipartisan. We could get along if we had earmarks. Brings people together. Well, how did we start the show? Love American style. What a love fest yesterday. Bringing Democrats and Republicans together, finding a way to get along. I have to tell you, 2 days ago, I was defending he's not crazy. Now I think he's crazy as hell. That's not why you got elected. And he thinks his base, you need to understand, the Michael Wolff dossier, okay? President Trump, you need to hear us very clearly. That book we could care less about. We could care less about anything that's said in that book. We know the garbage, okay? The media has gone from the the Billy Bush video to Russian collusion every day. I mean, on, and right up to the dossier, Mueller, your mental stability. They're checking that on a daily basis. Right up to all the media had, 2 days ago, Michael Wolff in this book. And then yesterday they were gushing with Oprah, okay? The hope of Oprah. I mean, they're every day trying to figure out, your base has not, through any of that, your base has not gone downhill one bit until now. Is when your base is thinking, whoa, wait a minute. You'll sign anything? One more thing and we'll wrap this up. DeVos, put that picture up. Okay? I think that's what I named it, all right? Now, where is this at? Is this in Switzerland? Okay? Yeah, it's in DeVos. It's in Switzerland, right? And here's a 5-star hotel where they hold it, all right? And it's called the World Economic Forum, okay? United States President Donald Trump to attend annual meeting, all right? This is right from, you go to their website, you can find out. This is the World Economic Forum, all right? And it's held in Davos right here every year. The World Economic Forum will welcome United States President Donald Trump to an annual meeting in Davos at the end of January. The theme of this year's meeting is creating a shared future in a fractured world. The annual meeting will be attended by 350 governmental leaders, among them over 60 heads of state or government, the chairs and chief executive officers of the world's most important companies, and over 1,000 leaders from civil society, academia, and the media. The engagement of the president will allow participants to get a direct perspective on the U.S. political and economic priorities. Now, Trump will probably tell you the U.S. presence in Davos will also comprise key cabinet ministers and a strong participation in the Senate and the House. So Trump, Senate, House, key cabinet members headed over there where they put the government leaders, okay, the chief executive officers of the world's most important companies, the 100 leaders of civil society, academia, and the media, where they all get together. And Donald Trump's going. The ultimate globalist event Donald Trump's attending. Just saying, folks, that's the end of my Will the Real Donald Trump stand up. That's it. I am confused. Let me go back just one more time, Sam. Put up, okay, Robert Costa. And again, this is no hero of mine, but you know, I watch him on a lot of the shows. But let's go back to his tweet yesterday, and let's end this segment with, I'm sorry, folks, to keep coughing into the microphone. I apologize. Please forgive me. I should have got some cough drops. Nearly a year after talk of nationalism and revolution at the inauguration, it was reported today that President Donald Trump will head to Davos, move closer to DACA deal, and Bannon is out of Breitbart. Folks, give it to him on that tweet. Sure left me confused. I heard earmarks, DACA, clean DACA bill, and then phase 2, a comprehensive plan later. Wow, what a day yesterday. What a day. And I was wondering why Lindsey Grahamnesty was loving Donald Trump the way he was loving Donald Trump. Will the real Donald Trump please stand up? It is time to call your congressman. It is time to call your senator and say, absolutely not. I want total, complete border security. I want chain migration to end immediately and then bring us the dreamer. That's phase 2, not phase 1. I'm your host, BKP. We come back. I promise the minute we come back from these commercials, we're going to go to a new segment and just do a little recap of what took place at Blue Ridge City Council last night.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado crew cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can always reach the show at 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or chief at FetcherNews.com, at FYNTV, at Fetcher News. You can do that, and also you can, at Fetcher News, you can find our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetcher News. Subscribe to that, and anytime we're broadcasting a live event, a show, or we upload a video, you'll get a notification. Now, moving right along, last night, and let's go to the first picture of the Blue Ridge City Council. It's not the best picture. We have others, but there's a Blue Ridge City Council last night. And Harold Herndon is sworn in again as a council member. Ken Gaddis is with his wife and children there. New Councilman Ken Gaddis there to the left as we're going left to right. And then with his mother and father, Councilman Nathan Fitz is sworn in. And then we move to the right. Donna Whitener, Mayor Donna Whitener. And I guess over here to the far right that we don't have in the picture is new council member Robbie Cornelius, and also the new, not new council member Robbie Cornelius, and serving a third term council member Rhonda Thomas. So I say this because there's some things we want to watch for. Now let me make something clear. Go to the Donna Rhonda picture, okay? This is the new city attorney. We'll talk about him in a minute. And keep this up for a minute. I want to be clear here as we start 2018 and the first Blue Ridge City Council meeting on 1/9. I did not attend, okay? I did not attend based on I didn't feel well. I don't feel great today, but I didn't feel well last night. And it was well covered by FetcherNews.com, so I did not personally attend. But I did get briefing from our reporter and our two reporters that were there. We had two there in the room. And we have the video of the meeting that should be on our FYNTV Fetcher News YouTube channel by now, uploaded. But I want to be clear with the people out there, no matter if this is Blue Ridge City Council, Hiawassee, wherever you're at. During this last election cycle, I received pressure concerning this council. Let's see if Fetcher News looks at this council in 2018 the way Fetcher News looked at the council in 2017, or the last 4 years. And my commitment to you is, yes, we will. Our reporters have a clear understanding. Jason Beck will be handling City of Blue Ridge, have a clear understanding what they're to look at, keep an eye on, and watch for. And what are those things? It's real simple. We bring that to one thing: the taxpayers' money, period. I don't care who is in the 5 chairs. You've heard this speech all too many times. The 5 chairs and the chair the mayor sits in belong to the citizens of Blue Ridge, and they have chosen these people by election to serve them and be a good steward of their money. So that's how clear. You understand? Did you see how I could just roll that off? Because, and it's not on a teleprompter, because that's the way we see it, no matter where we go into. So we will aggressively look at this council. We'll look at their spending habits. We'll look at the decisions they make. Now, I call this 2018 the Power Women of Blue Ridge, and I say it for a reason. To my left is Mayor Donna Whitener, serving her 3rd term. She is the mayor. It will be interesting to see what Blue Ridge does with her position, the position of mayor. Will they turn it into a strong mayor? She's a business owner, so I don't think she has the time. That's my opinion. Maybe she does, and none of my business, but maybe she can't go to City Hall at 8 o'clock in the morning and stay to 4 and be a strong mayor / city manager. That would be a strong mayor system. Blue Ridge currently has a weak mayor system. It'll be interesting what Mayor Whitener does with this next term, if she will promote and put before the council a city manager. We will see. Now, to the right is Rhonda Thomas. Rhonda Thomas was elected mayor pro tempore. All right. Or I guess is the way it's pronounced, temporary, okay? And that's exactly what it really means, is if the Mayor Whitener is not available and there's action needed by the mayor, specifically the mayor of the city, or they have a meeting that they have in front of them that they have to call or do, then Rhonda Thomas would officiate as the mayor over the meeting. Okay, so these are the power ladies, and there is the new city attorney, and these are the power ladies of Blue Ridge, Rhonda Thomas and Mayor Whitener. So we'll keep an eye to see how these two move forward with the issues that you, the citizens, decided that you wanted to campaign promises. So they kept one campaign promise last night. David Syfan is no longer, put David's picture up if you don't mind, please. Mr. Syfan is no longer the city attorney. No longer the city attorney. He was voted out. He was not reappointed last night. A lot of controversy around Mr. Syfan's term as city attorney, and it'll be interesting to see if what the spending will be here in the future for the city of Blue Ridge concerning their legal needs there for representation. So David Syfan is out. Go back to the picture of 3 again one more time. I'm sorry, Sam. Attorney James, I think it's Bali, all right, of Marietta's law firm, Sams, Larkin, Huff, and Bali, was appointed. Now, here's where I have a question, okay? He was appointed Tuesday, January 9th, to replace David Syfan as city attorney during the first Blue Ridge City Council meeting of the year. Bali's appointment was approved by the council 4-1, all right? Everybody voted for him, the entire council, except for Harold Herndon voted against his appointment. So Councilman Harold Herndon voted against this. Here is my... Bali will get $175 an hour with no retainer fee, and only 4 applications for the position were received by the city. Now, if I'm wrong, this is my stepping out. If I'm wrong, I want to know. I did not realize the city was taking applications. Did I miss that? Did they put a public notice on, I don't know, maybe use Fetcher News, the Fan and Sentinel, their legal organ, the News Observer? I don't know if they did. Who did they let know that this position was available? And who are the other three if only 4 applicants for the position were received by the city? Who are the other three? Because see, $175, this may be the best city attorney. This may be great, okay? I'll give it a chance. But here's the reason I have questions surrounding this. It's because every time I've heard in the past, and I was not, I don't remember David Syfan being appointed, okay, as city attorney, but every time in the past, I would hear conversation, who brought Syfan to Blue Ridge? So I would ask, how did David Syfan in Gainesville get the job as city attorney? And I'm going to leave it alone because I don't have it confirmed, okay? But who brought Syfan to Blue Ridge? Who put David Syfan in as city attorney? I would hear that. All I'm saying is the first meeting of the year that they were able to take the old attorney, put a new one in place, done deal, say we had 4 applicants, we're moving on, nothing to see here. Just saying. Not being negative, I promise, okay? But I will tell you this. Those are the kind of things that we want to watch for and we want to pay attention to, because I, for one, did not know they were taking applications. Now, I had heard, okay? And for those of you that think something that didn't happen, since the election, I knew the council has been meeting, and they legally can do that. They legally were able to meet because there was no quorum. You see, they had 3 new members, and Rhonda and Harold do not equal a quorum. They have to have a 3rd one. So they could have meeting after meeting that was not open to the public. And don't take that wrong, not like they were hiding, because this is not uncommon. But they have had several meetings. I say several, I don't know how many, but I know they've had several, okay, to be able to hit 2018, hit the ground running. And I'm good with that because everything's legal about it. But I'm thinking that in those meetings of an unofficial council, don't take it wrong, that applicants were being reviewed for city attorney that maybe should have been done in public. Just saying, nothing illegal. Just saying, I will move on from that, okay? Maybe the greatest attorney, I'm going to hold judgment. Just interesting. Second, okay, the second thing, additionally, a decision was made later in the meeting to begin the process to replace Blue Ridge Police Chief Johnny Scearce, okay? Now, interesting enough, they did not make the same decision with the police chief Johnny Scearce, but he was only named interim, okay? After Whitener asked Bali to explain the county's options according to the city charter, Bali started, the council basically had 2, either to nominate and appoint a permanent police chief, or you can make a motion to allow someone to act as interim chief until such time as the mayor and city council appoint a permanent chief. When Whitener asked if it was possible to have a vacancy, Bali stated he did not recommend this. So I get the impression that Whitener was prepared to have a vacancy, just not reappoint him. But, the city attorney advised not to do this. When Whitener asked, after this, newly appointed Post 3 council member Kenneth Gaddis made a motion for Scearce to serve as interim police chief until the mayor and council were able to find a permanent police chief after a second from new post council member Nathan Fitz, the council voted unanimously to approve the transition. So Johnny Scearce is interim police chief of Blue Ridge, interim. Okay, and the motion was made by Ken Gaddis, recommended by the city attorney, seconded by Nathan Fitz, and everybody's unanimous that he's interim police chief today in Blue Ridge and not appointed back to that permanently. And obviously now a search for a police chief is ongoing. Now, my only concern is the 30-day gap over at the police station. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that. The 30-day gap over at the police station. So, all right, and Robert Sneed was reappointed to the court judge. Reappointed Judge Robert Sneed as the municipal court judge, and Joseph Herndon is still the prosecuting attorney. And as I told you earlier, Rhonda Thomas Haight was also voted to serve as mayor pro tempore, I guess temporary, if needed, for Blue Ridge. And let's see who else. Local architect David Goldspeed was also approved to serve as interim building inspector for the city zoning and land development department. Interim. Thomas Haight stated in her motion that Goodspeed would serve the city at a limited basis, working only 12 to 16 hours a week on average at a rate of $100 an hour. And moving right along. So that article, the full article by Jason Beck, our reporter at FetcherNews.com, Syfan out as city attorney, Chief Scearce likely soon to follow. All the details in that article are on FetcherNews.com, Fannin County. You can find that there today and read the entire article of what took place. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And a lot of political posturing yesterday in Fannin County. There was the Fannin County Board of Commissioners meeting, which at this time I don't have details on at this time, and but I do know a lot of political posturing. It's that time of year. Watch who shows up to the meetings. Watch when the meetings are over. Who talks to who. Just pay attention. I'm your host, BKP. Hey, all of your commissioners right now are setting the fee, the fee for running for office, and I forget the exact name of the fee, but you have to set the fees, and you have to pay a fee to get on the ballot, and all of those are being set, so it means it's political season in your local counties. And watch the posturing. I'm your host, BKP. When we get back, we're going to wrap it up. Fusion GPS. Oh, my God. Someone's already dead? Hillary could not be involved. I know. Say it's not so. I'm your host, BKP. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices.
furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All-new Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Now, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We do not, now, if you are interested in the story, let me give you a couple stories that are out there. We're following a couple stories here in Gilmer County. The if you on the local front over in Dawson County, Sheriff Jeff Johnson suing the Board of Commissioners over his budget. I know you heard last Friday that was going to court. Last Friday, Superior Court. That's been moved out to January 30th. Okay, so I know there's some people out there saying, "Well, wait a minute, you have been talking about this case with Sheriff Jeff Johnson over in Dawson." Now, I do know the commissioners had extended an invitation for him to talk. They had not closed the door. My sources say that he is the one that pushed forward, said talking was over basically for the court case. So that is in Dawson County. That's the Sheriff Jeff Johnson. I told you that it was supposed to go to court on the 5th, and I apologize for not bringing you up. When I talked to the clerk of court over in Dawson County, they realized, because that was a Friday, they realized this case was going to take more than one day. So they moved it to the 30th because it's going to be, clerk actually told me this would be a multiple day case, so they had to move it from the 5th. They wanted to do it the 30th. So that is coming up on the 30th, and we will keep you up on what's going on there. Now when it comes to Gilmer County, There's a couple stories we're following. Now, some of you have heard the story about a school threat. And apparently there was a young man on Snapchat, is my understanding, holding a picture of a pistol with a caption underneath saying something, not quoting this, something to the effect of don't come to school Monday or something like that. Okay, that's not a quote, but that was found. The young man was arrested and interviewed, and there's a full update. We even have a statement as of yesterday, because the young man was back in school yesterday, and we had several calls here saying, why is he back in school? What's the details for this young man on this threat? You can go to fetchernews.com, Gilmer County, and we have Lonnie is following the story, and Sam is working with Lonnie on that to make sure that we keep that one, keep you aware of the details on that. But we have a statement from Dr. Shannon Wilkes, the superintendent of schools, if you're following that. Also in Gilmer County, there is, if you've not heard by now, we have a full story that Shannon Bassett, planning and zoning director of Gilmer County, apologize, I might get my counties mixed up there. Gilmer County planning and zoning director resigns. That may be a story of interest to you there. And also a deputy sheriff arrested in Gilmer County. That one, Greg McClure, you might want to read that one. We're following that one very close also. So that's Gilmer County, a couple stories that I wanted to let you know. FetcherNews.com, Gilmer County. Now, with what time we have left, I cannot go through all the details, okay? I can't go through all the details, all right? And I'm not implying anything, and there's a reason why I'm saying that in advance. It's just, when you get the chance, you need to read. Now, Dianne Feinstein, maybe it's because she's 81 years old, and she has her ups and downs and her good days and bad days. You know, I remember, miss my grandmother. She passed at 83 years old, and she died at 83, and you know, I remember at 83, you'd say, Grandma, how you doing? She said, well, I have my good days and bad days. So maybe, you know, Dianne Feinstein at 81 has her good days and bad days. But she decided to release the total transcript, 364 pages of Glenn Simpson. Let's put up Glenn Simpson's testimony, behind closed door testimony. She decided to move forward and release that, okay? The interview concerning his dossier for the committee there of Glenn Simpson. Do we have that picture? Sometimes I forget to send the pictures, but Glenn Simpson, all right? And we know Glenn is the head of Fusion GPS. That's Glenn Simpson, and put up Fusion GPS, all right? So we know that she released the 365 pages. If you get an opportunity, you need to hear Greg Jarrett of Fox News. He read all 365. Put the GPS picture up, please. He read all 365 pages, and he gives a really good summary of what a piece of garbage this is, and it's unfounded. So Glenn Simpson, head of GPS, Fusion GPS. Did I not send that one? I didn't know if I sent that one. It just says Fusion GPS. Yeah, there you go. So this is the dossier, okay? Now, we know who paid for it. Well, Donna Brazil says she was chair of the DNC. We have proof now that the Hillary Clinton campaign, so put up Hillary Clinton campaign, Stronger Together, okay? All right? Put that one picture up. Hillary Clinton campaign. Hillary campaign. All right. Stronger Together. There she is. We know now, and we have known for several weeks, that Hillary's campaign, along with the DNC, all right, just a little reminder, Stronger Together. So put the DNC picture up there. Along with the DNC, paid Fusion GPS and Glenn Simpson for the dossier. We know that, right? Now, we don't have time. Again, we don't have time to go through the total article. But we know that right at the top, now, Hillary Clinton and the DNC. We know Donna Brazile got on TV, went on TV, and said the Clinton campaign was running the DNC. This has got Deborah Wasserman Schultz, all right? She is the chair of the DNC at this time when they're, paying Fusion GPS. Hillary Clinton, we're told by Donna Brazile, her campaign was running the DNC's finances. All right? So this all goes back to none other than Hillary, okay? Now, in the documents that were released, and I guess getting close to 10 o'clock, so my computer's moving a little slow, Glenn Simpson makes a statement, and I'm going to get up to the statement because I want to put the statement out because there's so much you should just take the day if you got the opportunity and read all the details in this. Meaning there's no collusion. We have no collusion that we can find. All right. Maybe if I close some of my tabs, I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to get to it. I can close that one. I promise, folks, I'm almost there. Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't leave me now. My computer decided at 9:42 to freeze up. Okay. And we're almost there. Okay. So we have Glenn Simpson. Again, I'm sorry. Okay. We have Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS, Christopher Steele, the dossier. All right. And the dossier. And the first takeaway is a statement. As we reported earlier, somebody's already been killed, okay, as a result of BuzzFeed publishing the dossier, according to Fusion co-founder Glenn Simpson's attorney. So Fusion co-founder Glenn Simpson's attorney released a statement. Hey, somebody's already been killed. Is this the first time you've heard murder, killed, death, suspicion around Hillary Clinton and anything she's done? And they are looking into Donald Trump for obstruction of justice. They are looking into Donald Trump for collusion with the Russians. They are looking into Donald Trump. Someone has already been killed as a result of the publication of the dossier. Now, at this time, I just want to remind you, all right, and I'm not implying, this is where I started. First of all, go to McCain and Hillary and Fusion GPS. Folks, John McCain's involved in this. You know the war hero? You know the senator with brain cancer? John McCain is very close with Hillary Clinton. All right? He's involved. All right? Hillary Clinton and her campaign and the DNC paid Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS, for Michael Steele to create this dossier that McCain is involved in, all right, that someone is dead, and that's by testimony under oath. Someone is dead, and we just want to end by telling you, don't forget, Seth Rich is dead, right? So every time you think that some of these things don't result in somebody disappearing, being, just can't find them anymore, think of this kid here, Seth Rich. Remember? Low-level DNC staffer walking home one night. Remember Seth? Nothing was taken. Did I send a picture of Seth? There he is. Nothing was taken from Seth. He's dead. Low-level DNC staffer. Just think about that, folks. As you tie together Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, Hillary Clinton campaign, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, John McCain, Donna Brazil, the dossier, Michael Steele, and somebody's already been killed. Don't forget, this kid's dead too. I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to take a brief break. Don't leave because I'm going to come back. I got about 4 or 5 minutes. I got to close with something I want to go over with you before we leave today. So take us a break, Sam.
Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We always like to look at the Twitter deck before we leave every day. We got 9 minutes. We like to look at the Twitter deck to see what the President of the United States has done. President of the United States tweeted out 40 minutes ago, Donald J. Trump, "It just shows everyone how broken and unfair our court system is when the opposing side in a case such as DACA always runs to the Ninth Circuit and almost always wins before being reversed by higher courts." The Ninth District, as always, has upheld some people that are suing to stop Donald Trump from removing them DACA. Now, let me explain something to you. A temporary status versus the Dreamers. Now, I watched. I'm afraid I really don't want to admit this, but I decided to do something a little different today. I decided to look at how everybody was bringing the information. So at 4 a.m., yes, I know, at 4 a.m., I watched Fox and Friends First. They've got a Fox and Friends First. So I watched that from 4 to 5 to see what direction, they were going to bring information. Then from 5 to 6, this is where, hold on, folks, hold on. I watched, from 5 to 6, I watched CNN. I know. I bet you it's, other than some video clips on this show, I bet you I've not turned on CNN in a year. But I watched CNN. I went from Fox to CNN. I want to see what CNN led with. I always like to watch to see what are they leading with at the top of the hour. Then, obviously, from 5 to 10, from 6 to 7, I watched Morning Joe and Minka. And then at 7 o'clock, I put it on. And what I'm doing is I'm working in here and I'm reading and I'm going through pictures and video and stuff. Then I wanted to see what Steve Ducey and Brian Kilmeade and Ainsley were, what they started with. So that's how I started today, to look at every direction. And CNN chose at 5 o'clock to do what they call a top of the fold and a bottom of the fold. The top of the fold was this great love affair concerning Dreamers and the possibility of amnesty. And the bottom of the fold was, this was according to CNN at 5 a.m., what Donald Trump has against the 200,000 from El Salvador that he's trying to kick out. Why does Donald Trump not love the 200,000 from El Salvador the way he loves the 700,000 that are considered Dreamers? And I said, okay, now explain, CNN, to your audience the difference. Explain the difference. And this is really why I got into what I do today, is because I watched that and they would never explain the difference. So I said, CNN, I said, okay, now explain the difference. Now tell people why there's maybe a love fest here with the Dreamers and not so with the El Salvadorans, 200,000 El Salvadorans. And they failed to do that. They put them at parallel stories, like they were equal stories. You see, the so-called Dreamers came into this country illegally, all right? Illegally. Now, this is really how crazy yesterday's meeting is, and how it's confusing on what direction the president wants to take, and why I did several minutes of "Would the real Donald Trump please stand up?" So the Dreamers are here illegally. It doesn't matter. We have laws about crossing our border, okay? And it does not matter if you got here, and I'm not being hard-hearted and cold, but it doesn't matter if you got here when you were a baby, if somebody carried you across, mom, dad, grandma, you came across on a donkey, okay? I don't care. If you were 4, if you were 6 at the time you crossed the border, you crossed illegally, okay? Illegally. Now, then you decided to stay. Maybe by no fault of your own. And that's the only gray area I see, and I don't want that misunderstood. Maybe by no fault of your own. It's not like you could drive and say, well, you know, I've been here from 2 to 6, and I'm going to go back and live with grandma, you know, in in Brownsville, Texas, or across the border. That option may not have been yours. But the dreamers, 700,000, are all illegal, entered this country illegal. Now, the El Salvadorans that are on the same page that everybody's freaking out over, they entered the country legally on a temporary pass. There was an earthquake. We've got provisions in our laws that if there's a major natural disasters or disasters in the world, that we will open up and bring people into this country. If you don't have food, water, shelter, whatever, we do that. We're a charitable country. We're kind people. We're nice people. So 200, they had a major earthquake in El Salvador. 200 El Salvadorans come into this country legally on a temporary status. And what that means is, as soon as the State Department can clear your town, your state, or your region, or your country, in another country, as soon as they can clear your area of any, to where you can go back and you have power, electricity, your schools are replaced, whatever, you can stay here. It's for 18 months. So in the 18 months, if they get everything ready, you're supposed to go home. But we did not do that. We kept renewing the 18 months and renewing the 18 months on a temporary legal status. So the State Department is going through all of those programs for Haitian refugees. It doesn't matter where you're at in the world. If you came here under the temporary status, the State Department is reviewing all the areas in the world, and if it's safe for you to return, you're supposed to go back. And that's what's happening, is they're not giving you the 18-month renewal in El Salvador, and you got to go home. But the media will not, and that's a prime example, the media will not send you both stories in the direct same way. You have 200,000 that did enter the country temporarily legal, temporarily legal. All right? We are the ones that kept renewing their status every 18 months, but they're here temporarily. Folks, I'm going to tell you, dreamers, wall, temporary status, however the hell you get here, it's time we know who's in this country. It's time we know what's going on in our country. And it's time we take our country back. A Donald J. Trump, okay? What is your quote? A country without borders is no country at all? Isn't that what you said? Something like that? We don't have a country if we don't have borders? Phase 2, comprehensive immigration, that's the dreamers, that's DACA. Phase 1 is border security, end chain migration, and the lottery system. Would the real Donald Trump please come back that campaigned and had my support, still has my support, but I don't know if you're crazy as hell and went off the rails yesterday when you said earmark, but scared the hell out of me. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. I'm your host, VKP. Take us out of here, Sam.